What's up, everybody? It's another Tuesday. Hold on, I'm getting feedback from someone. It's another Tuesday on the Poetry Corner. Welcome, everybody. Out there in Poetry Corner universe, we about to get things moving along. I'm here with my special guest co-host, Valerie Lorraine, and I'm gonna leave it in your hands. The floor is yours.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you.
Everybody, welcome. It's a pleasure to have you here at Poetry Corner. I'd like to invite you to like and subscribe to this page so that you can get notification of all new shows coming up. We also have a Facebook page called The Poetry Corner. If you're a poet, you're more than welcome to jump on that page, post anything that you like, anything that you have going on, or your poetry. We'd love that. Without further ado, I'm going to introduce our first guest, Keisha. Keisha, welcome. It's great to have you here tonight.
Hi, my name is Keisha, K.A. Nelson. You can find me on Instagram on write_on_purpose. That's where I have my own personal poetry page. And I also have a mental health awareness page at Flawed with Purpose. It's an inclusive poetry page for everyone. And I also just launched my very first book last week. It's called The Heartbroken Poet, Healing in Darkness, a collection of poems, scribbles, and journal prompts. You can find it on Amazon.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congrats to that.
Yes, absolutely wonderful to hear that you've published your book, and I hope that it is the first of many. Welcome you to the floor to start with your first piece of poetry.
Love, revolution. You are the wind that blows life and love into the depths of souls, crying out for air, desiring freedom, gasping breaths left in despair, longing for inclusion and uprising revolution. To link arms with those never included, involved, or made part of the solution, because you, I, and we were meant to speak and breathe life into the answer, spreading truth like consuming fire, marching through storms, reaching higher, leaving no one behind, helping the lost find strength within to not give up or quit. We all win, loving amidst what makes us different. Truth be told, rainbows represent his covenant promise to never completely demolish, wipe out, or never end life until love transcends hate. K.A. Nelson.
Brilliant.
Beautiful.
Great piece.
Wonderful.
Beautiful piece.
Thank you.
That's
I am going to move over now as ladies first to Miss Rosie, continuing with ladies first. Miss Rosie, please introduce yourself.
What's up, everybody? I'm Miss Rosie. You can find me on IG under Miss Rosie Loves. Loves is spelled with L-U-U-V. L-U-U-V-Z-Z. And I'm very, very happy to be here. I'm new to the poetry community, so let's get this started. This is my first time doing this. Thanks for having me, King. And my piece is called Like Me. Thank you so much for not looking me, because you, my dear, are not worthy. Are you aware how you care to keep watching me? Generously, intently, consistently, judgmentally, nefariously, and you don't even know me. Gregariously, devil red eyes of jealousy, vomit green shrooms rise in your trifling envy. Boom, let me give you this one for free. The hilarity is you don't matter to me. Of course, you'll keep watching, honey. I'm something to see. Moving and moving authentically, zero fucks, like an absent sea. If and when I choose to roll, I roll VIP. Oh my God, enough about me. See, I will always rise like the crop of the cream. Put up those hearts if you know what I mean. OMG, as I laugh with glee. Thanks again, because see, I will always win as long as you and those like you don't like me. Can I get an amen? Oh,
Amen, sister.
Amen.
Thank you. That was such a wonderful piece.
Definitely
All
will fly.
right.
I like that.
Very excited for our lineup tonight, and no exception is our next guest, Barbara. Barbara, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, everyone. I'm Barbara Soner. I'm. What do I do? Tell you're not going to do a bio or anything like that. Blah 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 blah. Anyway, I'm a poet here on Instagram and also on Facebook, and I've been on Instagram I guess about 5 years, and I love it so much. I'm on the platform with I can't remember. I don't remember what I'm talking about. What platform am I
Glass
on?
of mead.
Glass of mead. Thank you very much. Oh my god.
That's okay.
I feel like I'm back in high school and I'm doing an audition. Anyway, so this is so fun. I'm going to read a poem for you tonight. I think we're supposed to read something, so
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it. What I did was I started writing when I was very very young, and I met a therapist because I was really messed up when I was very young, and I went to him, and on the way home I sat down on a bench on Park Avenue, and the poem flew into my ear, and here it is. It was the first poem that I really wrote, and that's what inspired me to join Instagram and all of that. So I'm going to do it now. And it is called The Glittering Bird. Okay. And that is also the name of my book, which is out now, The Glittering Bird Reborn. And my audiobook, which just came out 3 days ago, which is also called The Glittering Bird Reborn. So here I am. Okay. Oh, God. So nervous. Oh. Okay. Down within my timid self, there hid a glittering bird. A bird whose pulse beat hard and strong. A bird whose heart was not forlorn. One day, the bird got through to me. It sent a shocking thought. It said, "Wake up, let you be me. Let me be free." Well, I wasn't really me, you see. The glittering bird was me. The glittering bird that wants to fly and live in a solid oak tree, surrounded by the wide blue skies and poppies and colorful butterflies. And over there, a twinkling stream, flecked with fluttering sunbeams. Well, the answer to life's mystery is, whoops, I made the mistake, okay? Flecked with fluttering sunbeams. My friends, they ask me why I've changed. And they whisper, and they call me names. They walk away in disbelief, but I can show no shame. The answer to life's mystery lies in each of us, and fantasy is not the way to live in love and trust. So I'm going on my way again, towards reality. My mind's made up. I won't look back. Now that's the way it must be. Now that's the way it must be.
Very beautiful.
Barbara.
Thank you so much. Thank
Yeah, it definitely was.
Thank you.
Live and direct.
you.
Poetic, welcome once again.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure to see you on the screen.
Thank you so much. Pleasure's all mine.
Oh,
I am Poetic, Van Meadows. You can find me on Instagram, One Poetic, Facebook, Van Meadows. I have 3 published books, poetry books available. And I'm also a radio host and station manager of Epiphany Radio on Blog Talk Radio, where we do shows 7 days a week. Poetry, come on through.
Oh, wow.
All right, this piece is called Something About That Peace. When my dreams have dream about you, I rise with the sun and be at peace. All the madness around me cease. All because you consciously decided you'd be by my side unbridled. Letting every element of nature know you got me. And turmoil would have to travel through hell and high water to mess with my psyche, because she's God's daughter. She vowed to God that if he ever granted her a king, she would protect him and his praises she would sing, letting angels know just how her halo angles just so. With a love so strong for me, even the devil's imps would see that in our king and queen's quarters, surrounded by a new garden of Eden filled with blue waters, she's my peace. Within her realm, she's made this oasis for me to release. She unshackled my slave like mentality by being willingly enough to give me space to be a man. As I unpack all my troubles and emotions unto my woman, this goes without saying that I don't have to tell her how to be my peace because she studied me long enough to know just how naturally to help me orchestrate my release. She unifies my manhood with her sensitive womanhood so that the only turmoil we would allow is on our bed sheets where we satisfy each other's physical vows. And that's that piece.
Oh, what a great line. That's
Beautiful.
Okay,
really
bro.
Thank
good.
you. Thank you.
That's dope,
Thank
yo.
you.
Thank you so much for that beautiful
So,
piece.
Thank you.
I'm very excited to bring Spoken Truth to the stage now. So, Spoken Truth coming to us all the way from UK. We are a worldwide show. We attract worldwide talent. Spoken T, would you like to introduce yourself to everyone, please?
Yeah, my name, I go by the name Spoken Truth. I'm from London. I've been doing spoken word for about coming up to a year, and it came from a dark place, as someone was just saying earlier, from therapy, from something that wasn't the norm for someone like me where I'm from. So yeah, it's definitely me standing outside, or stepping outside my comfort zone for sure.
Hmm. Understandable. Understandable. Wow. Do you have anything going on that you'd like to let us know about?
Yeah, I've got an EP coming out soon. It's only like 6 tracks,
Oh, wow.
spoken word.
all right.
Cool.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
That's
That's what's up.
wonderful.
I was a bit nervous to do it, a bit apprehensive to do it in my first year, but I thought where the iron's hot, I might as well strike, and I'm getting a bit more confident doing the whole phone thing and lives and these sort of things. So now or never, yeah, now or never.
Understood. Understood. Got to grab the horse by the reins and go.
Alright.
Well, sir, the stage is yours. Can't wait to hear your work.
So this is a short piece. It's called Questions. See, I often ask myself, what's the meaning of life? Is it to merely exist and get by, or is there a deeper message and mission to find the reason why I'm breathing on time? See, I've learned to read between the lines, and as I read between the lines, I've realized that the system is designed to keep us in a line. It's ironic because with ourselves, no longer are we aligned. In fact, we're out of balance, and you see that imbalance, it puts a strain on our mind, keeps us away from carrying out the tasks that we've been assigned by the Most High to complete whilst we journey through this life. See, I really think it's time that we come together, sit and try, find or devise ourselves a plan so that we can leave a legacy behind. By legacy, I mean a structure for those that's been struggling for time. See, they struggle to survive, but with our help, they can flourish and live a life where they can thrive and hopefully return the favor so the mission stays alive. See, my journey has a drive, and as long as I'm alive, I'll always question what more I can do, what more I can give in this life. Signing out. It's a little short.
Okay, brother.
Great
All
master.
right.
Yes, sir, bro.
Brilliant.
It's live.
Beautiful.
Thank you, everyone. So I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Valerie Lorraine, and I am the host of many shows on IG. I can be found on IG at Valerie Lorraine _poetic author. And I do have a book out now. It's called Falling. It's a book of poetry. And it's a very emotional book for me. Thank you very much. My beautiful Barbara has a copy. And I am putting out another book called My Life Untitled very shortly. It should be out hopefully before September. So I'm going to read this piece called Child. She is childlike, underneath each moon that rises, joyful, playful, innocent, intoxicating. In every way she loves, there is something about her that shines desire. She is a beautiful life, all her own. I can only hope that she wants one with me. She has fragrance in her hair. Her silken locks gust along with the breeze. Her legs dance as she walks to melodies that only she can absorb. The fire within her burns and smolders. She is not aware of her entire beauty. Each moment in her presence is abundant and pure. When her hands touch my skin, I melt and rise again. She is as glorious as each sunrise. Her smile lights up my world. It nourishes who I am. Her voice captivates entire audiences. Each someone thinking it is spoken just to them. Her kindness, though. Ah, her kindness truly is her most lovely of qualities. It has an energy of its own. You can see that she runs on pure love. It motivates everything she does. And that is why I love her. Valerie Lorraine.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Beautiful.
Very nice.
Thank you, friend.
We seem to be getting feedback.
I was just gonna say, possibly
Yeah,
we could get people. So possibly everybody could turn their mic off when somebody's speaking, and that way it should stop it. Let's try that. I see everybody's cameras going off. So cameras, you can keep your cameras on, just maybe your mic, and then that way it seems to have resolved itself. So thank you. King, could I ask you to indulge us and share a piece with us, please?
Yes,
Thank you.
I am King Atterbury, host of this here platform, Poetry Corner. Joel Washington Atterbury on Facebook, King Atterbury Inc. on IG, or King Atterbury 7 on IG. Published author of 17 books on Amazon. And excuse me, I'm sorry. And also a host of the Epiphany Show radio blog talk, King and Queen's Quarters with Queen Simmons. You know, that's one of my bosses right there. Poetic station manager. So let's get into this piece. This piece is titled Freeze. Too long I've been waiting to thaw out and move. Living by my own rules, goals gained, well improved. End of the day, still learning while some don't get the message. Whatever don't work, have to change up your methods. There's social science to the knowledge we find or receive. If a heart take the lead, we become stronger to speak. Passion for a craft that lasts from out the past. I am a poet and published author, hosting, having a blast. Exceeding expectations of doubters and naysayers. Absorbing great advice, becoming a content maker. Read it or hear it live from a vibe that's legendary. Learning to never worry about the movement that is necessary. King.
Fantastic, sir.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Keisha, we're going to come back to you for round 2. You can unmute your mic and go ahead.
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. This piece, I'm going to read my book. It's unreal to feel trapped, heard while drowned, bottled up grace, thrown to rebuke of abuse. After so many years of and waiting for mercurial heartaches, I need something to shake my faith. Blessings would fall after collection plates, checklists of every need except the burden weighing me down. Brokenness at all times, never understand why hurt comes back, never leaves for good. I wish I could awake long enough to open the shades. I need to see the light again. I'm tired of hurting in darkness. I'm so sad. I hurt in silence. Brokenhearted and bruised, my feelings are hurt. God, if you're real, I need you to set me apart. I need you to rip my faith in fallen vessels as I lie here shattered at rock bottom. Write my name with purpose. Help me to live unashamed. Teach me my worth. My faith has been stained. Brokenness cries for justice to relieve the agony and pain. Teach me to love with grace as my faith in man rips pieces of my heart apart in this dry place. I hurt in silence. Hate knocks and waits. God, if you're real, I need something to shake what's left of my faith. K.A. Nelson.
All right.
I love that. Hurt, knocks, and waits. That is brilliant.
Brilliant.
That is
Brilliant.
brilliant.
Beautiful piece.
I love that.
Faith
Huh?
is vain.
Thank you so much.
Wow.
Miss Rosie, we're going to step over to you now.
Okay, this piece is called Tease to Please. Baby, 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 you are a tease to please. Knocking me to my knees, boy, you raising my temperature about 100,000 degrees. For your love, I will pay all the fees. Sail the 50 seas and the 8,000 miles from the Sudanese to Belize. I will learn Chinese and Japanese. Go back to school for my post-grad degree. Baby, 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 your love exudes the specific expertise, constantly providing me with head to toe glee. I feel like a fresh autumn sonnet blowing in the early morning breeze, and I need all of these. The keys that make me fit for you and you fit for me, like a park needs trees. Like the sweetest honey from the Italian bees, like that $800 ounce loud dream California weed. Baby, you're it for me. You are everything, like famous homemade lobster mac and cheese, a half a cup of real butter, quarter cup of minced garlic, delectable herbs and spices, plus 5 cups of Parmesan, Monterey Jack, Asiago, and sharp cheddar cheese. Trust and believe. Baby, you feed my seeds, bestowing the sweet, sexy treats. And you know I got the receipts. And baby, you are my tease to please. Home.
Man, I don't know whether to be turned on or hungry, baby.
Flip side of the same coin.
That was great. That was so different. It
It
was
definitely
really
was a
great.
vibe right there.
Yeah,
I love that.
Sensation.
really, really
Fantastic,
good.
Miss Rosie. Thank you so much.
You're
That's
welcome.
definitely fly.
Barbara,
great.
we're back to you now.
Okie doke. I'm going to read something off my iPad. So
Okay.
today I seem to be very blind. Oh my God, everything's so tiny. Okie dokie. This is something that I did from a prompt the other day, and I used to write prompts all the time. I mean, read, copy prompts,
Yes.
and you know what I mean. Anyway, oh God. This is something I really love. This prompt. It's called "My Poems." It's about my poems are me. It's something like that. That's my title, but it's very special. So here we go. This is my poems on me. When you don't have what you used to have, where do you go? I know. You go to the wonder that was, because it was. You soak in and cover yourself with your words, the words that came from your heart, that meant so much as they tumbled onto the page. Words that became your savior, words that made you laugh so hard, tears fell down and healed your soul. As I get older, I am sure some poems are angels. Angels who needed you to be okay, so they spilled their love into your brain. Oh, don't get me wrong. My poems have been so many places. Sexy, sad, angry and mean, truthful and imaginary fantasies. I love my poems. They are my family. One of my first poetic journeys I wrote when I was very young, maybe 14, and troubled. Do you have any love in your life? Is it real or is it false? Does it resemble fantasy or is it cold, like the ice blue sea. Now I can remember being young. I felt that no one cared. And when I grew up, I felt the same. Where will I find love? Where? Will I find love in flower buds? Will I find love in trees? Or should I just wait for love to come along and find me? Angels are my friends. I truly believe they gave me love through my poems. My poems are truly me.
You're lovely, Barbara.
Very nice.
I
Beautiful.
love
Thank,
that.
Beautiful.
Very
thank,
beautiful indeed.
thank you so much. Now I'm
Wonderful.
getting relaxed. Whew.
Poetic. Can we hand the mic over to you now, please?
Absolutely. This piece is called Bleeding Ink. When my pen bleeds, my heart's been cut, and the ink travels throughout the metaphorical veins uncut. The raw emotions soak in the paper, gives a new meaning to wearing my heart on my sleeve, and I never realized how beautiful the blood flows. Even if under the surface of the hemoglobins and platelets, no one knows how exactly the red and white blood cells combine to make earth-shattering noun and verb metaphors that tells the most painfully, the most beautifully, ink bleeding out under a pale moonlight that often drips in the process of the sky's precipitation day or night. And when the action of the plasma meets the adjectives and adverbs, the separation of life begins to fade. Breathing becomes slowed, and the verbs, well, the action of living dies. So I'd rather my pen cries than bleeding out all over a canvas that only Dracula himself would be excited at last. So please don't cut me so deeply, and my pen won't have to vilify you deeply. So please remember the next time you wish to do surgery on my vital organ, cut me deep, and my bleeding pen will use you and your adjectives as my muse. Your pronouns will be confused. So if you want to become my dripped latest manuscript, go ahead, cut me open and see how emotionally written you'll become like a movie script. And that's that piece.
Woo!
And that
Brother.
is that piece.
Dope.
Thank you.
Fantastic, right? Great read as well.
Fantastic.
Definitely was,
Yes,
man.
Thank you.
definitely.
Word.
Spoken truth. Mic is now yours, sir.
This one's called System. See, I could never be one of those that disregard and won't factor the fact that the places where we had to grow has had a direct impact on the character traits that we decide to show. But see, the problem lies in that we do not know when to let go. Therefore, we carry this trauma with us everywhere we decide to go. Some claim it's survival mode, but I put it down to the fact that it's all we know. See, we share the highs, but hide the lows. And when the high subsides, the low evolves and grows into this demon that we cannot control. This is when violence and drugs take a hold and put our community in a chokehold to the point where we can barely breathe. I rarely see any actions. It's only words they speak. And once they've spoken, they claim that the problem's been resolved. But what do you take? I use these words to pour, plus expose the war that we are currently fighting and how we've been manipulated into thinking the war is against one another. But see, this is exactly what the system was designed to cause. The fact that they can force and cause divide only ensures that so much more can take place and they won't have to take accountability because the blame has been bestowed on those who's being controlled. And now the narrative shifts from victim to perpetrator, victim to aggressor, and our loud cries fall on deaf ears. So instead, we insist on inflicting pain on those who live beside our side. This is the harsh reality and result of divide. See, you only have to look back in time and see that this country's history derives and thrives on keeping us apart. If only we can unite and light one torch, a revolution is the story that we can write and preach for as long as God gives us life. And even after dying, we can pass the light to those in line and hope they do the same and remain solid. Know their vibes. See, that's my type.
Very good.
All right.
Phenomenal, my brother. Phenomenal, bro.
That was very good.
Lovely. Thank you so. So we're gonna start our next round again. Oh, we'll get you guys to mute your mic. Back again. Okay, so we're gonna start our next round again. We're gonna go back to Keisha, but this time I'm gonna ask everybody. It'll be the same question for everybody. Before you start, would you let us all know who inspired your writing? What inspirations do you have when you write?
My inspiration comes first. I have a cousin, Dr. Chandra Gill. She was one of the first people in my extremely large family to go to college, and then to receive her doctorate. She's a public speaker all over the nation. She speaks in schools and she's an author. And when I wanted to give up and stop going to college, she inspired me to continue going to college. And before I ever wrote a book, she cashed apped me the cost of what my book would cost. This was years ago, and that's exactly how much my book cost. So this was years ago. And so she has completely been an inspiration to me. And I remember going to her college graduation. She's maybe 10 years older than me. So she was speaking life to me at a very early age before I knew I was going to do anything, because it took me 6.5 years to graduate from college because I was partying, and I had a full scholarship to go to college. So I'm very grateful for her.
Well, that's beautiful. That's wonderful. It's lovely to hear that inspirational story. Thank you for indulging us.
Thank you for asking.
The stage is yours.
This piece that I'm going to read is called In Holy Acrimony. I died last night, waiting for you to meet me in forever, but our hearts never synced. Pain crystallized the happiness within me. You said this would never hurt, but oh, my feelings ache the most. I invited you into my heart, wide awake, dreaming of our lives entwined in pleasing passion, but no. I don't know what's worse, to drown or to burn in acrimonious matrimony. Us once ignited flames, that last name made my heart tick in hopeful wishes of tender kisses of bliss. Oh my God, I waited for you. My soul hung on words showered by your affection, written in love letters, making memories, written in love letters, a real connection the old-fashioned way. I found me in finding you, saving the best for true. But oh my gosh, what the hell happened? I hate you. For this narcissistic love mangles my being, inside of me cries, no tears escaping. You fed me lies, now I just want to disappear. Sometimes I wish love just never lived here. I give up, encrypted between lines of hope, promises to be wined and dined by those stupid X's and O's. My mind is a pawn, my heart's in distress. Only rest can save me from this acrimonious game of chess. You just take the best and you leave regret behind into the next love letter. But you know what? This time, I won't write back. K.A. Nelson.
Woo!
All right, sis.
Wow.
That's what's up.
I love that. I love that.
Some great poetry going on here tonight.
Indeed.
Thank you so much. Miss Rosie, same question to you before you spit your piece. Who inspired you when you're in your writings?
I guess my first inspiration would be my grandmother, who taught me how to read when I was 3. And I started school on a 7th grade reading level. So words and books and things like that were always just a big part of my life. And my mom also, who was a Black Panther and a freedom fighter, and introduced me to Dr. Maya Angelou, who probably was one of my favorite people ever on the planet in my lifetime. And I had the pleasure of meeting her on the set of Poetic Justice. And even when I think about it, tears come to my eyes because I was not expecting it. And so, but I mean, I think as a creative artist, I can be inspired by a song, a book, a word, an argument, some sage advice, some good music, good food. I'm open to inspiration. So it comes from unlimited places for me personally.
Mm,
Very glad to be here. Thank
brilliant.
you.
Spoken like a true artist.
This poem is called I'm Home. Distant sounds of Spanish guitar soothes the acute fire burning in my small, overburdened shoulders. It's the close of a chilly, cloudy, somber spring day. Upon opening my door, I hear puppies yip in the distance, echoing in the hallways. I smile. I'm home. Kicking off my shoes, kicking off the blues of the tiring 9 to 5 beat. I plop down on my favorite fluffy flamingo pink sofa, and it engulfs me in peace. I'm home. The delightful smell of palisade greets my nostrils with spiritual energy, revitalizing me, free of strife. Brighter days can occur at night, transforming my 9 to 5 existence from frown to grin. I'm home, so let the chill begin. Lady Grey Tea, put on some Tina Marie, a splendid hot goddess shower, and something light to eat. Perhaps wild aloha rice, juicy pineapples, fresh scallops, plump shrimp and garlic, sweet carrots and mangoes. My mouth is watering. I beam with joy and I thank the Lord. I'm home, thankfully, safe at home. Poem.
All right.
Make me hungry.
Yeah. That's
That was definitely on point.
That was dope.
I know, right? Thank you so much, Rosie. That was beautiful.
Lovely.
Barbara, we're back to you.
Can you hear me? Because it
We
told me
can hear you.
everything was disconnected. Okay, great.
Yeah. So before you start your piece, would you share with us who inspires you to write, or
Well,
as a writer?
I have kind of a sad answer for that because my mother died when I was 3, and I was really alone so much in my early life, and nobody showed me stuff like that except my grandpa. You know, he would read me books sometimes. So I don't know. Then when I got into a place where I could find other poets, I liked Emily Dickinson a whole lot. I identified with her, and I loved her so much. She was my buddy. So, you know, I don't know. I'm sort of a loner even now. I don't know. I guess I think God inspired me a lot. And, you know, I think I pray to God all the time, and I know that he's my buddy too. I always say, because I'm a therapist, I say to my patients, God is in your pocket. You know, you just got to reach in and ask him for a friend, you know. And so, you know, that's my story.
I think you did a lovely job of answering that. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Welcome.
The stage is yours.
Alrighty. Blah, 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 blah. I have a child who's I adopted at 36 hours old, and I lost so many babies and, you know, stillborns and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, and I haven't heard from him now. He's in South Korea and he's with his new wife, and he's not getting in touch with me at all. So I wrote this poem. It's kind of sad, but this is the truth of what I'm going through now. It's called How Can You Be Gone? How can you be gone? How? 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 Joy, so much joy came in the bundle of you. Now, how can you be gone? Smiles and tears, sorrows and goodbyes. How can you be gone? What did I do? Will you ever tell me what I did? Oh, my heart is broken into so many pieces, and I don't understand. My heart doesn't understand why you are gone. People who love me gently whisper, let it go. They don't understand. They don't know. The deep way you touched my heart, a light lit up inside me whenever you came around. Now the flicker of light has died. How can you be gone? How? I used to call you Sparkle Nose. You just brought out the fun in me. Silly boy, come back. Run into my arms. Remember, you've done that before. So happy birthday. I swear I will never let you go. I wrote it on his birthday, sorry.
That's what's up.
Beautiful. And your
Beautiful.
Very
voice.
nice. Very lovely.
Thank you so much.
Beautiful read.
Very
Beautiful.
beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Poetic, we're going to turn the mic over to you, and I am going to ask you as well, who inspires you with your writings?
Life inspires me with my writings. Everything I see is a poem. There is nothing that I see that doesn't inspire me to write something. So being creative, I love it. I love just taking words and twisting them whatever way we see fit as poets and making some kind of sense of it. So literally, life is my poetic inspiration.
Beautiful. And understood.
Thank you.
Stage is yours.
This piece is called Thoughts Unimaginable.
Oh,
Baby, I want you to massage my thoughts until my ideas have thoughts. So when I birth a new creation, those melanin lips will have spoken words much stronger than my emotions. Compel me to run through brick walls, because I'll be sliding in and out of your walls when you use cocoa butter to heal my mind's muscles. I was the purest form of coconut oil to anoint me in all the places that you deem worthy to be rubbed. As you use your eyes to search for missing elements, I'm no longer robbed, but nothing else from my intellectual property can be stolen because your kiss has copyright protected all the important data you've touched with your bare hands. You've created a brand new atom, and I'm not like the first or the last. I'm simply a descendant of the purest power in the universe at last. I've met my match, torn from my rib, and she did more than just snatch. Snatched my soul, licked my thoughts, massaged them until they themselves had ideas. Even when I'm hurting, she peers into my reality and demands no more tears. She uses shea butter to anoint me more and more, while her essence tastes like pure pineapple juice, and I want more. More of her passion to leak all over me, more of her gifts to nurture me. Show me the path as she massages my shoulders. Use ice cold words to freeze the doubters. Because I used to doubt, but she thawed my unbelief, and until I realized I was no longer flawed. And when she opens herself up to me, it's like making love in a warm milk coconut bath, and we tear down the walls of any unforgivable essence so we can exist in our presence. Mother Africa looks at her while Mother Earth marvels at her. Well, and Mother Nature? Well, Mother Nature thought she was the only one that could change an environment with storms, sure. But see, my queen has the ability to bring forth life and make the muscles of my mind lift the heaviest burdens of life. The problems rest upon my shoulders, but so do her legs as I hold her. So she makes sure my muscles recover because the world has yet to discover that because of the volume of life she gives me, makes me a beast and I'm not to be messed with, so leave me be. Poem.
All right, bro.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's what's
woo-hoo.
up, man.
Thank you.
That's a good one.
Stunning right,
Appreciate you. Thank you.
right, and a beautiful read too, sir.
Thank
Yes,
you.
it was
Thank
very
you.
powerful read.
Spoken Tea, we're going to move down to you now and hand you the mic. So, first off, if you don't mind answering for us, who inspires you in your writings?
So I'm in therapy about a year ago. My therapist, she said, "Why don't you write a diary?" And I kind of just joked off the diary fact as if like, I'm a bad boy. I don't write diaries. And kind of laughed off the back of it, and she said, why don't you do something poetic? And the way you speak is a bit different anyway. So I might as well give this a try." And is that me?
I'll get everybody else to turn their mic off because I'm getting a bit of feedback. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, and then I literally just started playing with words, and I was telling my mum one day how I feel like it was my older cousin who influenced me to be able to write, like from young hip hop days in the 90s. But then my mum was like, "No, you and your dad used to do this as a kid. Like used to, like in my language, I used to freestyle. My dad would freestyle, do poems in let's say my traditional mother tongue." So off the back of that, I lost my dad in 2019. So I was just thinking, the fact I found poetry through sobriety, through therapy, these are things I never would have done if I didn't watch my dad's death and say, right, I can't repeat the cycle sort of thing, if that makes sense. So it's an honor to my dad, to my nan. And I feel like everything inspires me, like Poetic said. Like I can literally sometimes, as long as I have an opinion on it, I can speak on it. And if I know enough to say what I want to say, then I'll open my mouth. So yeah, everything pretty much inspires me.
Excellent. That was a beautiful response. Thank you so much. The stage is yours, sir.
So off the back of that, I'm going to do a piece that's called Letter to My Nan. It's normally got a little background beat to it, but I'm just going to give it to you raw. This is a letter to my dearly beloved Nan, who now rests above. No longer in this plane, she's over there and it's nuts. I swear, man, this feeling is nuts. See, I was never able to speak on this sort of stuff. You used to have me weak at my knees and sick to my guts. But I guess everyone's fate remains the same, and a day will have to come when our time is up. Time is up. See, I think about my nan all the time. Those thoughts and memories consume my mind until I remember how she used to smile. And that picture soothes my soul for a while. True, I'll be lying if I told you I ain't trying. All those nights I spent crying. Wipe those tears as I stand steady. Open palms, see my hands heavy and my heart's heavy too. When my nan died, she took a part of me too. Life beat me down till I was black and was blue, but I had to bounce back. See, that's just what I do. It's just what I know. For Nan, I have to go harder than I've ever gone. Reach targets that were never on. This plan that I plan to better from. And somehow I seem to get along. But I swear on some days it feels like I can hear her singing her favorite song. And at times it takes long before I realize that she's no longer here. My biggest fear when the cancer appeared was that she'll be in pain and no one can take that pain away. I think it's safe to say that cancer plays this game in such a dirty way. So I search and pray and hope that faith can pave a way for me to walk from day to day. See, my nan had such a positive take on any situation that she had to face. That's a gem I can take away and try to implement in my life today. When she died, I cried for days and then I had to wipe away and get to work like right away. I don't think anything could ever take this hurt away. So I work away and try work out a way to not let my mental break. See, there's so much more for me to say, but I'm gonna leave it here knowing that one day I'll definitely see your face again and maybe we can talk like nothing has changed and we're still the same. But until that day, I have to patiently wait. She promised to meet me at the gates. Meet me at the gates.
Dope, bro. Dope.
Right.
Just
That was
beautiful.
really
Exquisite.
strong piece.
Beautiful.
Really strong piece. Great message. Fantastic.
Oh, and she will meet you at the gates for sure.
All right. So I'm still about.
I would just like to thank everybody. We have one more round of poetry where we're going to go around, but I just wanted to stop and let everybody know whether you are here visiting us live or whether you are watching this on replay. We thank you for joining us. We'd like it if you would like and subscribe to our page. That way you will also get notifications notifications of future shows. So thank you for that. Keisha, I'm going to go back to you, and this will be our last round. So thank you.
This piece is called Lugubriously. I carry you in droplets of heartache, each one rolling down my tender flushed cheeks, caressing heaviness. Layers of cloaked emotions fall as memories of you blow through me. Fragility stricken, I am exposed, questioning myself. Did he ever know? Beautifully broken and flawed with purpose are words he speaks to me to reaffirm he loves all of me. A gentle breeze then hugged my soul, prickling nostalgia, reaffirmed I know not to hide.
Mm.
Fragile like a rose, my heart opens one last time. Scents of juniper brisk by, awakening hope. Lugubrious faith awaits. A single tear trickles as raining jasmine water soothes droplets of pain. I'll carry him in my heart, healing from heartache, promising to love myself every step of the way. K.A. Nelson.
All
Great
right.
ending line. Fantastic.
Very lovely.
Thank you.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
Miss Rosie, the stage is yours.
Now, this is something I wrote. I've never performed it, and we'll see what's up. Mother, mother, there's too many of you crying. Yes. Yes, Marvin said it best. Nieces, nephews, grandfathers, grandmothers, uncles, aunts, sisters, and brothers, there are far too many of you dying. Black blood forever stains American streets. My ebony hue is not your invitation to fuck with me. If black blood was fertilizer, America would be all trees. Police brutality murders black citizens consistently, destroys black families, habitually kill black drivers senselessly. Mass shooters murder us ritually, decidedly, funerals, repeatedly. I die inside every time I hear the words I can't breathe. Michael Brown, 18. George Floyd, 47. Dante Wright, 20. Andre Hill, 47. Manuel Ellis, 33. Breonna Taylor, 26. Tatiana Jefferson, 28. Stephon Clark, 22. Philando Castile, 32. Seeing his murder changed me. I will never be the same, but how could I be? Black homes, black loans, black stores, black churches, black schools, relentlessly, intentionally, demonically destroyed by white supremacist rule. Can't walk to the store or jog down the street. Not safe in church, not safe as we sleep. If black blood was fertilizer, America would be only trees. How do I lynch thee? Let me count the ways. Strange fruit, the harsh truth that excluded Miss Billie Holiday from many a stage. Anxiety, insomnia, depression, rage, daunting life fees that black people have to pay. And if Marvin was alive, I wonder what he'd say. Did you know the What's Going On album turned 50? Motown's biggest selling album to this very day. Happy birthday, What's Going On, and thank you, dear Marvin Gaye. And I often wonder and ponder through tears, if Marvin were alive, what would he say? Poem.
Definitely deep and dope.
Bravo.
Enjoyed and loved
That's
that.
really powerful poem. I love that.
Power. Yeah.
Really
Yeah,
powerful.
definitely.
Beautiful voice there too in the beginning.
Put a
Thank
black
you
fist
so
to
much.
that.
Poetic. The stage is yours, sir.
This piece is called Troubles. I got troubles on my mind. Because when I leave this earth, I'm leaving my children behind to deal with the world leveled in hate. Their skin color is a problem at any rate. Will one of my seeds join me in death after being shot 60 times? Unload, reload, reload. Keep emptying the clip 90 times. My skin color is not a death sentence. Or will I have to place flowered memorials in remembrance just because someone decides to take the innocent lives of children? That's when I realize I got troubles on my mind. And racial issues aren't hard to find. Or even pit men against women. Overturn Roe v. Wade just because you could. When will humanity be enough? Instead of power and wealth, bang, bang, bang is all I hear. Is it one of my family I fear? This isn't what what the walk across Selma was for, or even the outcome of the Civil War. Yet we still not free. Mind shackled, but more lies and propaganda, see? The images that run through your mind haven't even gotten to the finish line, and we are not blind. We see the amount of disdain present upon your facial expression while we try to hold in our emotions as we are being slaughtered like cattle by every possible thing the world throws at us to dismantle our Black pride. I'm here to tell you we will not be subdued, but override your ignorance, which isn't bliss. Don't patronize me with your bullshit forehead kiss. Our ancestors have given us blueprints to erase the troubles on our minds. So I'm consciously speaking my mind. And that's that piece.
That was definitely live, bro.
Thank
Settles
you.
on
Valerie,
the
you're
heart.
making me
Right
laugh.
there.
That settles on the heart.
You skipped me.
Did I?
Yeah.
I'm so sorry. My apologies. I'll remedy that right now. Thank you for reminding me. Please go ahead. You have the stage, Barbara.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to be pushy.
No,
but
no, 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 no. I'm glad that you brought it to my attention. I was.
Otherwise, I go, oh, why didn't I say anything?
No,
Okay.
you go right ahead, please.
This is a poem that I wrote. Somebody that I really care about, Danny. Right, Danny, and he sent me an idea. You should write a story. So I said, oh, that's a good idea. So this is what it's called. It's called A Long Time Ago. A long, long time ago, in a magic land, the sun smiled down through cornflower blue skies. Down by the sea, there lived a pretty lady who was always alone. She took long walks with remembered friends. They were imaginary now, but delightfully it didn't matter. They felt like home. This lady was brave, never afraid. No matter what came along, she had the gift of being strong. She lived in a big house, 3 stories high. It had always been filled with sounds of laughter.
Yeah, cuz.
Now, what?
Huh?
1 second. Excuse me, King, could you please mute your mic?
You can't get her back in?
Could you please mute your mic, King?
Rosie.
Sorry,
Miss
everybody,
Rosie.
just hang on.
I don't have a strong signal.
Okay.
I apologize. He's muted his camera thinking his mic is not active.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
That's why I said it's crazy,
We can hear your mic, King. Sorry. Sorry, Barbara. Apologies. Please go ahead.
Okay. Should I start again? Because otherwise it doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
Okay.
you go right ahead.
A long, long time ago in a magic land, the sun smiled down through cornflower blue skies. Down by the sea, there lived a pretty lady who was always alone. She took long walks with remembered friends. They were imaginary now. Delightfully, it didn't matter. They felt like home. The lady was brave, never afraid. No matter what came along, she had the gift of being strong. She lived in a big house, 3 stories high. It had always been filled with sounds of laughter. Now, everyone had died. The lady lived in quiet as far as people sounds go. Oddly enough, it didn't matter, for she heard everything. There was a beautiful tree on the side of the house. Every morning it woke up with the song of sweet chickadees, tiny birds giggling with delight, for once again a new day had risen from the night. The lady had a secret no one knew about. Every night she would walk down to the water's edge. She listened for a sound she longed to hear, the sound of angels up above, dancing and playing a game of cheer. The lady was brave, but she couldn't understand why this was a sound only she could hear. She was human after all, and she was so small. Night after night she'd go down to the water's edge, and day after day she woke up in a big brass bed. The lady was friends with herself and whispered softly, no matter who understands the mysteries of light that are running around in my head, I understand, and that's enough. Now I must further explain. This lady had lived a life full of pain. So much sadness rained down from the sky and broke her heart so many times. But the beauty of it all was she always survived, and now she knows the time is near. Soon she will go away from this place. She will fly with the angels up above. That is why every night she walks down to the shoreline and waits to be swept away with their love. Silently she knew life can be glorious. All you gotta do is believe good is always there, waiting to embrace you with care.
How glorious was that piece?
Thank you.
Such a beautiful read as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, King, for getting Rosie back on there.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that whole technical
That's
thing. I was
okay.
trying to get her back.
That's okay. We appreciate that. Sorry for the interruption
Yeah.
in your poem, Barbara, but we do
Yeah, sorry
appreciate
about that
getting Rosie
interruption.
back.
My apologies, and everybody out there in the world.
So Spoken Truth for coming back to you, and then King and I will close the show. Thank you so much.
This one's called Peace of Mind. See, what I want and need the most is peace of mind. You see, at the time, I didn't know exactly what I signed up for. Had I known the stakes were more and higher on my side, I would have ignored and not put my mental as my guarantor. Because if I'm speaking truthfully, the truth is, I didn't value my mind, you see. I was only focused on what I could see. Out of sight, out of mind. The perfect description. That journey led me down the darkest road. Destination was addiction. The devastation and lasting implication meant I spiraled down a rabbit hole. Addiction didn't just take my mind, it took my soul. Had me in a headlock and then put my life on hold. Swear, man, them times were cold. But it was I who paved the road, so I guess I have to walk it in order for me to grow. It's not that I have regret. Actually, I've learned how to tidy up this mess I've caused. But even then, no longer will I trade the very thing that I value most. Because see, once a part of your mind is gone, it's hard to get. It's something that you may never get back, and you'll have to learn to live with the demon in your crib. Not all the time, but let me tell you what's the deepest bit. He can pop up anytime, unannounced. I'll let you paint a picture of how that would feel. Dinner's not a single meal. He'll take your food and place a deal, and every time, without fail, the outcome is that you are ill. Therefore, normality is something that you chase for real. Combined with the drugs he deals, that shit will make you lie and still strip you of your morals. Now the only thing to do is use to numb the pain. To the point problems are no longer in your name. So you think you figured out a way until you take yourself out the mix and view your life from the top. That's when the penny drops. And you tell yourself you have to stop. Using was the easy part. Recovery is clearly not. The drugs are like a blanket. And once you choose to take them off, the pain and the cold hits you deep. I swear to God, it doesn't stop until you learn to love yourself and show love to others. That's when you feel you're warming up. And sure enough, you stumble and fall a couple times before you find defeat. But when you do, be sure to take the time. This is definitely something you
Bravo.
can.
Ooh,
That was absolutely wonderful.
It
Just
was.
wonderful.
that was
Bravo.
definitely dope, yo.
Bravo.
True facts.
Wow.
I would absolutely like to take this quick moment. I'll just get everybody to mute their mic for a moment. Thank you. So I am just going to take this opportunity right before we close to let everybody know, to our guests, thank you so much for joining us. It was such a pleasure to have you here and to hear all the things that you have going on. We do hope that you will come back to the Poetry Corner and that you will join our Facebook group as well. For everybody out there, again, please like and subscribe to our page and as well to our Facebook page under the same name, the Poetry Corner. We are going to be closing out the show. I'm going to be reading a piece, and then I'm going to hand it over to King, who will do a closing and read his piece as well. This piece is called Dead. It is a very emotionally charged piece, and it is meant to be an entertainment piece. So I've not read it for quite some time, so I do hope that I'm able to give it what it deserves. When you left, you killed me. Broken. I wish I knew what you were doing when you killed me. When you killed me and left me there for dead. When you killed me. When you left me laying on the floor, bruised, bloodied, and in pain. That's what you should have done. You should have gouged my eyes out so that I couldn't see you anymore. You should have stabbed me in the front of my head, really, through the frontal lobe. So when I close my eyes, I won't see you anymore. You should have cut my heart right out of my chest and ripped it from all the veins and everything that holds it in place. You should have tore it so I wouldn't have to mend it all the time. Instead, you left my eyes intact, my brain intact, my heart intact. Broken, it's still there. When I died in pain. In pain, and I died. Listen to me. I want to pull back the veil, but listen. It doesn't matter where you are. It doesn't matter where I am. We're always together. What the hell? How do I keep away from you? I just want away from you. Yeah, I just want to be dead. Wait. Dead? Being dead? From being dead? From everything that's in my head? I was so alive, so full of joy, so full of love. Just so full. Now, I'm so empty. I am nothing. I'm so alone here on the other side because you killed me. It's not fair because you're still alive. You should be dead. It should be you dead, living in your addiction, living with your vengeful soul, living with me as just one of your possessions, one of your toys, one of your things. But now I'm dead, and somehow you are still with me. I'm in your mind. And if you could just forget me, I know it would stop. It would break us apart. You there, me here behind this veil. What in the hell? Maybe, then maybe just I can rest in peace. But now, the scariest thought just came to me. What if you crossed this veil and stood right behind me again? Ready to kill me again. I will be dead from being dead. What's after death? Do I dare want to find out? Valerie Living.
That was brilliant, and your reading was incredible. It was just
Yes, it was.
wow. Wonderful piece.
It's amazing.
Thank you.
It's definitely fly.
I appreciate that. I haven't read it for a long time. I didn't know I could do it.
Valerie, wow.
Thank you. Heartbreak from my love poetry. Thank you so much, everybody. I'm going to hand this over to Quinten and ask everybody to mute their mics. And King, the stage is yours. Thank you.
Okay. First I want to say Poetic had to leave. He's going over to the other side with the Epiphany family. So he said he enjoyed being on tonight. He appreciated being around all the other poets. And he said he'd catch y'all on the flip side. Epiphany Radio Blog Talk. Okay. This piece I title Favorite Lay. I heard you're still waiting, very patient for occasions. This poem is just a statement, open letter towards dating. Although you're in my dreaming and someone else is special, may I catch you if you're running? Can I be your next level? A place where you can find a peace of mind and chill. Spin the wheel, allow your feelings to reveal something real. No camouflage affection, only comfortable connection. I've been flying around so much that my heart need a blessing. Let's have a natural occurrence, ride a wave of affection. When I think of you mentally, there is no resting. Your image so enticing, your aura is unbelievable. You're the one I want to breathe into, a moment so beautiful. Take you by the park of choice and have a fun time. Open the window to my soul so you can feel the sunshine. Allow me to see heaven at its highest, brightest peak. Taste a little bit of you and you can have some of me. King.
Love that.
Thank you. Appreciate that. I want to thank everybody for coming in tonight, coming through with these beautiful, dope, fly pieces. Greatly appreciate you all. And you know what? Out there in Poetry Corner Universe, I want to thank y'all all for tuning in. And we shall see you next week on Tuesday at 8 p.m. Y'all have a beautiful, blessed night. Peace, power, and poetry.
Bye, everybody.
We out of here. The Poetry Corner.
The Poetry Corner. The Poetry Corner.